And whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
This is a rather unusual situation we find ourselves in. I'm going to do a quick recap. You guys had just tried to enter another shrine in the northeast corner of Omu on the back of Jex in the form of a giant ape. And
I'm not too sure how it ended up with the ape. I can't remember that bit.
Well, he just transformed into one.
That was a strength thing. He wanted to open a door.
Dan was trying to pull open a door in the empty place and couldn't.
Right, okay,
and I was like, well, this calls for Wongo, and turned into a giant ape.
Yeah.
And then because it lasted an hour, we were like, well, might as well make use of this and run fast to the next place.
Right, got it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, therefore, we are... So, yeah, you entered the sort of outer wall of this shrine and were assaulted by numerous snake people, presumably Yonti, that all tried to suggest to you in a magical manner to come with them, most of which you eventually did, except for Caesar, who was just sort of going along for the ride, fully aware of the situation. And then Fleeb was the last to be coerced, and therefore he was trailing behind with his own female snake person escort, and he took a different entrance to the snake compound.
Oink.
Separating him from the rest of you guys. So as you went through the main entrance, having to face, triceratopses, numerous snakes that came out of the woodwork, he was just having a lowly jaunt through the southern entrance, commenting on architecture, trying to chat up the snake woman that was carrying him. But he managed to escape and is now on his own entirely separate quest in the bowels of this presumably lair.
Yep.
Whereas the main party managed to, thanks to Jex's, I think, mesmeric image or phantasmal image.
Hypnotic pattern.
Yeah, basically caused them to be catatonic, all of the most important ones, and you guys just ran out the main entrance. So, I think it would be funny to see... let me grab your icons, just so... So that's Jex, Caesar, Scramble, Orvex, and I am going to take you guys to the main map.
Bye!
And we'll do a little... I think it would be funny to do like a cut from one group to the other. You're in this central garden courtyard of the palace complex that is this big circular city arrangement. And you just burst out of this little, wide doorway, and you're breathing heavily after an incredibly long fight. And you see Orvex say, "Oh my gosh, I've never been killed by a triceratops so many times in a row. Oh gosh, oh goodness me.
Hey, you did surprisingly well, dude.
Thanks. Oh, that's very sweet. How do we get far away?"
That was a veiled insult. Disguised as a compliment.
Dude, you were out, and then you got up and stabbed a guy. That was awesome.
Oh, thank you. I'm still terrified, and you can see his knees sort of shaking. How do we do this now?
Well, if we need to stop so you can change your
No, stop talking. We've got to keep moving.
Oh, right, yeah, we're running. Sorry.
Yeah, we just got around the corner.
Do we know what direction we came from? Because obviously we've taken note that Fleeb is not with us.
You would know, the others might not. Actually, no. Actually, how does the word... No, suggestion you are still completely aware of what happened to you. You just couldn't...
Apart from the thing that they said seemed reasonable. So we might not have been paying too much attention to where we were going, but we were,
So you see this little building with the orange roof that I'm pinging?
Mm-hmm.
That's the building that you came out of. So you're sort of heading south east from where you are currently if you wanted to keep running away.
Okay. So we want to head back the way we came because we knew we at least cleared some stuff out there and we might come across Fleeb.
Yep.
Okay, so where you came from is basically...
I think it was over this temple.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's that one there. Cool. So you would like to head in that direction?
Yeah, we're going to run that way. I'm like, dudes, we got to take a break when we can. That was sweet, but I'm exhausted. Plus, I think those guys. Let me just check how long hypnotic pattern lasts. Duration a minute. But we gotta make the most of the next 20 seconds.
Everybody, as you're
So
scampering,
run more, got it.
as you're scampering away eastward, everybody please give me a stealth check. Okay.
Ooh, I got a 13.
Let me do one for Orvex.
Somehow, little dwarf who is being bitten and slashed to shreds isn't going to be very stealthy at the moment.
Yeah, but if it's a group,
Weird, that, isn't it?
I
if
can't
it's a group
see.
check, we've done pretty well between us.
I can't see your check, Jax. Is that just me?
I have disadvantage because of my armor.
So therefore.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking to myself because I was testing.
Yeah, I also.
I got an
okay.
18 and a 13.
Oh, okay, cool. But you're at disadvantage, so 13. Okay,
Yeah.
So basically, Caesar manages to belch nervously and shuffle his feet a little bit, but manages to build up speed eventually. And you start to hear the hissing of slithering snakes in the tunnel behind you, but you manage to get a sizable lead, and you manage to head in the eastward direction. You see these little narrow alleyways of the ancient city sort of flying past you as you're developing probably a stitch at this point after so much physical exertion. You'll probably arrive at the shrine in about 10-15 minutes. Is there anything you want to do before you get there?
Let me just have a quick look at my sheet and see if I got anything useful while we're on the run. Got some beetles in a jar.
You've got a beehive in a bag.
In a jar.
I think the main thing I'm gonna. No, I don't have the beehive in a bag, unfortunately.
You threw that at the Rex, right?
At the Rex, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
The disappointing beehive in a bag.
I missed so badly.
Oh no.
And then it had a mouthful of bees anyway. I think I'm just going to try and be using the only thing I have left to me at the moment, which is the Helm of Telepathy, and just try to keep an eye out for thoughts so that things can't pop up out of corners.
Okay, what's the range on that again?
30 feet.
Okay, everybody tell me / Jex your surface thoughts at this point.
We gotta get out of here.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Man.
I think I won't actually even get their surface thoughts because I won't focus on any of them. I'm going to try and focus just on...
Oh, really? I didn't think you had to focus. I thought it was just like hearing stuff.
Focus your mind on any one creature. If they have at least 3, you initially learn the surface thoughts.
Yeah, it's just like... If that is the... Oh, you have to focus.
I think if I pay any attention to them.
Gotcha. Okay, you're looking out
willingly
for...
do it.
You're looking out for other things. Okay, sweet. In that case, you guys... You don't detect any thoughts.
You occasionally hear the ponderings of a particularly bright frog.
Yeah, exactly. As you make your way back...
Yeah, I hit my ability score increase, as the frog.
Yeah, exactly. You make your way back, and you probably hear again, you're not focusing on your party, so you don't hear them, but you make it back to the shrine from whence you came, seemingly outrunning the snake people at this point, but you don't know.
Yeah. I think we probably just want to find a place where we can take shelter. So I'll be like, yeah, well, hey guys, remember how the last shrine we went to had a secret room? Let's try and find one of those. Maybe we can stay in it.
We didn't actually get into this temple though. We were ambushed by...
Process of getting in.
Yeah, but maybe this one has them too.
Okay, so I'll move you guys, if you're literally at the exact same shrine, I'll go to that map so we can take a closer look.
Surface thoughts of Caesar right now are, maybe we shouldn't be walking back to the place that we got ambushed.
Good thing I'm not paying attention to your mind, man.
Say that out loud if you want to.
No one would be that stupid.
Yes.
Well, we were hoping to see...
He's actually leading. I assume Caesar isn't going to be leading at all the direction that we're going.
Orvex knows his way around the best, so he's probably at the very front.
Yeah, I'd say based on his panic, he's at the front as well. Sorry, go on, Paul.
And I'm keeping right behind him.
I was about to say he doesn't seem like much of a leader, but then he is running away from something. So yeah, sure, why not?
Let's follow that guy. That's definitely what Caesar's going to be doing.
I'm behind him, like scanning around with a finger to my temple and a big glowing purple gem eye.
A glowing purple gem eye. Okay, excellent. I will reveal this map area now, and what you see is a frog person standing at the entrance to this shrine, and he doesn't seem to have noticed you yet, but this looks slightly different than the state that you left it in.
I'm gonna focus my mind on it.
Okay, let me just grab all of X's token.
I think.
And you will hear this person's thoughts momentarily.
Ooh, does it require languages?
Do
you think in the I suppose you do think in the language.
You need int 3 or int at least 3 and any language.
Okay.
Okay, so A, it has to be able to converse for you to be able to understand it, but it doesn't matter that you don't have to understand its native language.
Yeah. That's a neat bit of telepathy kit.
Okay.
I suppose it's like by base level thought, it's meant to get anger.
The surface thought is like the main thing, like that's at the front of your mind. So it could be.
Yeah, I know, but that's one kind of thing. It was like a raw emotion is like just I don't know. Does that make sense?
Right now I'm focusing on my computer screen, so it's probably the word I'm looking at, or the sentence.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, so you hear the surface thoughts of this sort of weird frog fish person, and the thoughts come across to you not in the form of language, but in the form of feelings. So the predominant feeling is protect, and then you get sort of secure, look after, worship, that sort of thing. Those vibes wash over you.
Okay. So that thing thus speaks a language. Perfect. I'm going to use the other action of the Helm of Telepathy. It's once a day ability.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And let me just see the range on this. I think it has a built-in suggestion spell. Okay, I'll put the other suggestion I've got in. Okay, so yeah, it's just there. It has to be able to hear and understand me. Okay, so I doubt that that's going to happen.
Okay, so what do you you use your mind for this, or you say a word out loud?
Well, so I'm not sure because the Helm of Telepathy has that suggestion spell built in, so I don't know if it's essentially it's if you tell me that it functions differently because it's part of the Helm of Telepathy, or if it's just a way of weaving into their mind.
Yeah, I think it basically just imbues you with the ability to cast the spell. Okay. So it still requires a verbal component. So you say something in common, I presume?
Well, I'm just. Do I get any sense of whether it would from looking into its mind? Oh no, I know how to do this. Okay, rather than just straight up casting the blah blah blah. Oh, it's gonna know I'm gonna.
Can I just like interject and
go for it? Yeah.
Scale the wall and poke my head over to see whether there's anyone inside the complex.
Yeah, totally. I'll say it's a pretty low wall.
There might be loads of them in there.
Yeah, it's a pretty low wall.
Poking your head over.
You're a pretty muscular guy. I'll say it's more about stealth than strength, really. Give me a stealth check. Oh, goodness. So
well with that today.
As you're climbing to the top of this wall,
it was probably up this. I can't see what this is. It looks like an alley, but basically jumping up the wall to the alley, like here.
Okay.
I think I'm behind Jet at the moment.
You see two more of these creatures and another one down the other side, and they seem to be just wallowing on their backs and enjoying the water. So they're going to make actually, they're not actively looking for you, so their passive perception would be, you notice this guy stops his wallowing and looks up at you and then gestures to his friend, and you hear like a and then they start like swimming towards the entrance.
Yeah, there's more of them in there, guys. We should
Okay.
Let's not stay here.
Okay.
Do you know whether you're going to stay or flee? Because that will determine
I'm going to flee,
what
right?
I do.
That's what Caesar's doing. He's jumping off the wall and looking at it.
We know there's a secret thing in the other thing, so if we can make a journey to the other temple and sleep there, then we'd be okay.
Okay, so as you guys flee this temple in search of a safer one, we're gonna cut back to what I'm gonna call the intrepid Fleeb.
The base level thought of Fleeb is shit.
Why did I leave that? Why did I leave that fucking bodyguard?
Okay, so Fleeb, you've gone through this little door into this little room that has an enormous pit at the bottom of it with just layers upon layers of snakes. And you look down the corridor and you appear to have found a kind of sleeping quarters.
That's the sleeping quarters, yes. So,
just go in there and have a nap.
So I was tempted to, but I don't know if there's like, is there obviously doors? Like I can clearly see a snake person down the end. Is that a Yuan-ti down the end? Is that like, I don't know. Is that because is he in a cage? Is it like, is there a door or what is there?
There's no door. You're just looking down a passageway. But he or she, this snake person, is just curled in this little stone alcove, sort of dozing.
I quickly step over this opening, and I progress down to look down here.
Okay. Because I can't remember what kind of check I made you do last time, I'm going to assume that you made a fine stealth check last time.
We could scroll up.
We could, but like...
Oh, there's going to be a buttload of combat, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's 5, 10, 15, 20 feet away. He's sleeping. I'm just going to... But from now on, we're going to assume that the checks are fresh. So you're trying to peek around that corner?
Yep.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Fleeb, stop being on spells page. I know that's the one you want to be on, but we're going to go onto the core page. Stealth. Ugh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a loud one.
That is a hot, solid crit one. That's a crit fail.
Wow. Okay.
That is a natural one.
What you see?
That's the last that we saw of Fleeb.
What you see as you look down into here
Should have been a halfling.
Is basically a ritualistic looking chamber. The iron stench of blood floods this chamber. Along one wall is a row of gore-filled pools sink into the ground. Blood trails and bloody footprints run between the pools. And you notice that this one, writhing on the ground like a dog writhing in poo at the park, looks up immediately and sees you as you stumble and swear. And
let's be honest here. Fleeb thought he was being sneaky, so he's looking out the door he just came in and just crept around that wall. Without realizing he was in a room full of people.
And then everybody needs to roll initiative. And by everybody, I mean just Fleeb.
I don't know, roll it. I'm not against that.
Just love the just accidentally stealthing the wrong way. Just backs into the room with people.
Absolutely priceless. Okay, so they rolled a 2. I can't be bothered to, because it's just you. I'm not gonna roll individual freaking things. What you react first as they all turn their snaky eyes on you.
All of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all within feet of each other. They hiss a sort of.
What are the blue icons?
They appear to be they look kind of like people, but really sick people, and they're just sort of standing there.
Okay, so they're not Yuan-ti. These guys are Yuan-ti, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They look like some of them are holding plates of grapes. Some of them are holding towels, as if waiting for the snake people to need something.
Right. Cool. I'm going to dash. Fuck this noise. Both actions to run.
Okay, in which direction?
The direction that I vaguely know stuff in, which is left.
Okay, so show me. So you can count out this stuff with your token.
So I've got 12 actions of movement if I use both actions to run. Sorry,
Yeah,
I can't remember. Is in D&D is diagonal 1.
Yeah, I consider diagonal 1 because it makes sense.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Ooh, he's going down the corridor.
Yeah, I've just
Into
gone,
the
fuck it, I'm
darkness.
getting out.
I have a feeling that you're going to run out of this place
does
with as
whatever this
many
thing is-
enemies as we
Oh, fuck.
we had.
Is this thing able to opportunity attack, just out of curiosity? Or is it not?
Is who able to opportunity
The
attack?
first.
The thing
first
that he was
laugh.
next to.
Oh, that
Yeah,
thing. That thing doesn't even really see.
To be
Flea.
fair, that's a bit unfair that you were the one that put me round the fucking door, Bear.
Yeah, it was pretty funny
That's
though.
true.
It's also it's very lucky because that human is like he's catatonic but still like he's in no position to opportunity attack.
Yeah,
Flea.
yeah,
Okay, so as
yeah.
you.
Is there a corridor there? We can't.
Oh,
see
sorry.
properly.
Yeah, let me clarify.
Mm.
A way to dodge.
Take the
what
high
you
road or the low
see-
road?
You can take the road with the enemy or dart into another road because there's not an enemy.
I think, yeah. Okay. Can I actually see that much?
Yeah, it's just a straight corridor,
Okay.
so I don't see why not.
Okay, cool. Understood.
And there's a light at the end, so I'll say you see kind of that sort of thing. Cool. So then you see this snake in front of you that seems to just be walking towards you from the larger chamber behind it, which I will try to show you. And it goes and hisses at you before attacking you.
Balls.
So it's going to be...
Go for the "I'm supposed to be here" defense.
This is fine.
I feel like
I'm
it's
just here to check your gas meter.
the D&D equivalent
the
of like
sky.
the insanity defense. Okay, so it goes
Don't
5,
worry
10,
about it, defense.
15, and it is going to use... It's going to try and bite
Have
you.
you got your clipboard and your high vis jacket, Paul?
Gonna try and bite me.
Yeah, does it, I don't think a 7 hits you.
No, a 7 does not hit me.
Then it's going to try and claw you for an 8, and
I
the claw misses.
niffly dive out the way of the fight. Oh, and then
Niffly dive.
immediately get clawed in the arm.
Okay, so this claw does connect, as it seems to be not expecting to see a human wizard, and is surprised for the first 2 attacks, but hits you.
Sprinting towards.
Yeah, hits you with the third one for 4 slashing damage.
Okay, I better take that damage on the chin then. Let's go. Oh, now I've got some ward hit points. I'll use those up for myself for once.
And you also see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
Sorry,
40.
I thought you were counting out the number of Yonti I was seeing.
Well,
Like
did you have
5,
to, like,
10, 15, 20 Yonti.
Didn't you have 2 spells that you needed to sort out after the latest
I've
level
done
up?
that already.
Oh, cool, okay.
I've done that. I can't use them because I have not have. They're going to be put in my
Long
spell
rest.
book. They aren't in my spell book currently.
Oh, okay.
Cool. And
Or
then
even if they were, yeah, it would take a long rest to get them right.
you also see the same female-looking Yonti that spotted you in the previous room chasing after you, but it appears to only be that one at that point, almost like roll an insight check.
Do. Roll an insight check. Insight begins with I. Boom.
Okay, yeah, with a 20, you get the vibe that she is the sort of more senior Yonti. She's a little bit like stronger looking than the other ones in that room, and
Oh,
you
shit.
also get a sense that they don't think very highly of humans. Like it's probably only going to take one of us to deal with that, so they've only sent one. Cool. So therefore, it is back to your turn, and I'm going to
Probably
cut
not
back.
wrong.
I'm going to cut back to the others in a sec, but I want to see what you do for my own entertainment.
Okay, well, it is going to be a. I will take the disengage action.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do that to get
Yeah.
away with? Does that work? So I'm going to take the consideration and keep sprinting this way.
Okay, so 5. You've only got 30 feet though, because your action to disengage.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Let me just read that description before I ominously cut away.
Because because there isn't any spell.
You don't
I
happen
would
to have
like
any
to
bonus
cast.
action spells that are good for this, do you? No expeditious retreat or anything.
No, I don't. Like half of what I realized when I was looking at my spell list. I've got quite a competent spell list for buffing, but that's kind of what
Yeah, that's funny.
adjuvant mages do. I'm actually quite bad at this kind of thing.
Soloing a dungeon.
Effectively, yeah, I'm really bad by myself because a lot of my stick is either incredible damage or buffing.
Nice.
Oh, you got knock though. You can just go through doors.
Yeah, I can immediately blast my way through a door and climb up a wall by eating a spider.
Handy.
I can't jump because I didn't prep that this morning.
Okay, so just before we cut away, you see stacks of sturdy wooden crates, bundles of cloth, and clay amphorae litter the floor. So clay amphorae, I think, are just sort of jars and urns.
Yeah,
and things.
Greek urns.
Yeah. So I'm just going to show
Wine
you the.
jugs.
Yeah.
Wine gums.
Wine jugs.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I
So that's what it
prefer
looks
wine
like. And I'm
Wine
going to
jugs, wine
cut
gums,
back.
you know.
Yep,
the modern
wine
equivalent.
gums galore.
Stacks and stacks of wine.
If it's easier for you, one note with the revealing fog, if you use the polygon, you can like draw a shape around it.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes
But
you do them.
it's kind of a toss up as to which one is going
Yeah.
to take longer.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, cool. So let's go back to this main map, and you guys are fleeing in which direction?
So we're gonna try and head back towards the stork puzzle room. So I think we
That's
want to get
across
up
a lot
to
of
these
water.
buildings. We want to go. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? How
Sorry.
deep is the water?
It varies, but you and in ape form didn't really probably. I'd say it ranges from
Yeah,
about.
I think that's why it was so easy.
You
'cause I was
were
an ape.
also not in a position to care either.
Yeah.
It ranges from about 2 feet to 6 feet.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we just try and get to like one of these buildings.
Okay, so there's a little bit of
See what we find.
swimming involved. It's not a very difficult check, but I'll say everybody make an athletics check, and this will double as a way of indicating how far ahead of the sort of fish people you are.
Oh yes.
So aesthetics, you should be quite good.
The acrobatics, I'm great. Athletics.
Athletics is strength.
Yeah, acrobatics is dex, so I'm great at that. But athletics is strength, and I'm not so great.
Okay, so you see Orvex trips and falls and splashes around in the ground in the
What is
water.
Norvex's health at the moment? Just out of curiosity.
You can ask him, and I think he says, I feel just slightly better than a corpse.
Yeah.
Same.
Was he on
Same,
one
bro.
hit point? Did we get him to one before we managed to get him away?
I think you got into 1, but then you actually healed him up a little bit more from what I
Oh,
remember.
okay, cool. Yeah, when we started running. Fair.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, Orvex flails around in the 6-foot water before he realizes he can stand up in it, and you guys see the fish people on the bank behind you, just getting to the water as you're swimming through it. So the situation is quite tense. But with a 19, an 11, and a 22, you guys manage to drag him along from his fears that the water is actually deeper than it is. So you manage to arrive at this building.
How are they going to protect their thing if they keep chasing us?
It's true. You see that as they get to the water, they consult with each other. There's 3 or 4 of them, and they seem to be standing there watching you, but haven't taken further actions.
Okay, cool, yeah. Man, that was a useful brain read.
So you guys arrive at this building. It seems like it used to be like a small block of flats, and you're on the roof of it at the moment. What do you do?
I'm going to use my helmet to just see. If we walk around the roof, I'm going to like try and brain scan inside it and just see if there's any sneaky, intelligent creatures there.
Okay, 30 feet. Let me have a little check here.
Anything with... Yeah, I can detect, again, anything with inter 3 or higher that at least speaks any language.
Okay. No, you don't detect any pings.
Okay. Like, guys, we might... my weird mind helmet says it's cool for us to stay here tonight.
My weird mind.
I mean, do we want to be... Are we in vision of the snakes, or are we out of vision of the snakes at this point?
We can go inside, right? Inside this building.
The snakes you haven't actually seen since you fled their lair. It's the fish people that you can see on the other side of the water.
We haven't had a break. I just shouted run, but then I'll tell you guys. Guys, we don't need to worry about them. They seemed really keen on protecting that. That was the only thing he was thinking about.
Are we sure we don't want to move like a bit further away?
Like,
What are the rooftops like for these buildings? Are they?
You're on what appears to be an apartment sort of block of flats in ancient jungle times, and the ones next to you seem to be a little bit more basic, like they may have been shop fronts. The one on the sort of northwest of you has got a couple of ventilation tubes, and that seems to be the only thing of note. This one, southwest, has what used to be a garden, but it's now kind of all overgrown on the top.
and the one we're in, does that have like a little hut on top?
Let me move the thing to remind me of the details. Yeah, it's got like a little building. Like you can look inside, and it seems to be like maintenance. It's got a bunch of old rusty tools in it.
Yeah. I mean, so you said we should keep moving. It's like, the moving just doesn't sound that good to me. Like, let's just catch our breath here. Let's just spend, an hour a day. I don't know.
An hour
A
a
solid
day.
8.
Look, I'm hungry, dude.
Hopped over to the next building, so we're on the other side of this block to like them. That I'd be okay with that.
I mean, there's a little hiding hut here.
I mean,
Just go inside it.
those fish didn't like
can
me,
see us.
but I
They
could
can
still
see
see them
us.
over there.
Look, let's go inside it to where we can't see them. That's a wall, dude.
That's
Look, okay, you see you standing over there. I walk inside the little hut on the roof to where the wall is in the way of seeing things outside. I say, okay, stand here. I point to the ground there.
I like to imagine the wall is like 4 feet high, so it's like you can't see
This has
over
a
it.
roof, right? This
No,
has a
yeah,
roof.
Okay.
it's an enclosed hut.
Oh, there's a window at 4 feet high there.
Okay, cool. So, are you guys taking shelter inside the little building?
And at least we should at least take a short rest, right?
I
We're
just
all
wanna
very
move, like,
low on hit points.
Yeah, we absolutely should take. I'm not doubting to take a rest thing. I just want to move slightly further away so
Dude,
that they
Okay,
don't know where we
look
are.
at the roof over there.
Or
Tell
exactly
me what
where
you
we
can see. All of it. There's a hut here. We can just sit down
Where
behind
do
this
your
wall.
elf eyes see?
We can look behind a wall. They can't see us. Out in the open, they can. Why don't you want to be in the hut?
I just sort of like imagining like the fish people still looking at us on this roof with you like poking your head out of the wall, going, "Look, they can see me, and now they can't. And they can see me, and now they can."
And they
And like
keep
the rest of
looking
us are just
excited
going,
and then-
"What are you going on about?" They can still see all of us.
Look, just sit down behind that wall. I'll make some snacks, and then we won't be nearly dead.
Fine.
You see Orvex
Alright.
goes inside
Alright.
the hut wearily, and everybody
Snacks, I'll do it.
everybody can make a stealth check with advantage.
Oh, that's a stealth check without disadvantage. Nice.
Exactly. Oh wow. Okay, so
Stealth checks have not
Ooh.
been good for me today.
Okay,
Stealth
so
checks are always great for me. But then I'm a
so
rogue.
you see, basically, you all like sigh loudly and shuffle your feet as you sort of bump into the doorway and really,
All, please.
really like non-stealthily walk inside this roof hut. And you see across the water, one of the fish people has gotten on the shoulders of the other fish person to keep looking at you because you didn't do a very good job of deceiving them, but they don't seem to be making any advances on you at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Are we able to take a short rest?
100%, yeah, go for it.
All right. I'm gonna cook some
Okay.
food.
Let's in the
let's do an
interest
arbitrary-
of, because you've got all those like things for you guys to do for your short rest, I'll cut back to Fleeb to give you time to do all that stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
Remember, everyone, you get as long as you spend any dice, you get
I will be spending multiple.
where is it? Sum of rest.
Okay, so
The
Fleeb,
first one gets
let
like additional
me
D4 or
describe again just in case so that we're all on the same page. Nope, that's not it. Let me find it. There it is. Okay. So,
Yeah.
as I described, you're in a room that has stacks of crates, bundles of cloth, clay urns. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm just gonna grab the urn that's right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
So the others haven't moved at the moment.
Well, actually, yeah, I suppose that was the end of your turn, was it? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I forget the order.
Yeah, they
Okay.
need to have their turn because that
Okay.
would change what I do.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And this one's going to go
Yeah,
5,
thank-
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so this one here is called this one. And it is going to try to... It's going to attack you recklessly. So it's going to have advantage on a bite, which hits you for 7 piercing damage.
Oh no, that does hit me.
Okay.
Time to use my shield on myself.
Nice. Okay, so that no longer hits.
No, it still hits. It takes away my temporary, like my arcane ward HP instead of my actual HP.
Oh, sorry. You mean your
he's
ward, not
biting.
your shield?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
right, yeah.
biting bits of paper, not
Yeah. We hear the riffling of pages and parchment as this creature fails to connect with you. It's going to try to claw you. Oh, with a natural 20 for 10 slashing damage.
Well, then there's a small poof as my arcane ward diminishes.
Okay, and then it's going to try to claw you a second time.
Oh my
for-
god! How many attacks does this guy have?
It has
Many
3.
as he wants, dude.
Oh,
So that's 5 slashing damage. I assume 19 hits. Okay, so it's
yes,
standing
19
there,
does hit.
looking very pleased with itself. This,
Yeah, damn.
This
Mean.
other one is going to.
Roll some more of these.
This other one is going to.
Roll loads of these.
This other one is going to
What
cast.
is going on with all this dice rolling that I'm
We're
seeing?
rolling
Getting-
our hit.
We're healing up while you're having a fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, right,
So
understood.
you need
Oh,
to make,
right, because there's like 8 hours difference.
Just an
just
we're
an
taking
hour,
a
just,
short
just a
rest.
short rest. But
Okay.
You need to make a wisdom saving throw, Fleeb, as you see this other
Oh,
snake
no.
person says, "Why don't you relax and come with
Actually,
me?"
do I? Or how does counterspell work?
Well, it
It
depends.
works.
It definitely would because it's not a very high level spell.
Yeah.
As in, do I have to do the wisdom save first, or can I just cast counterspell?
No. Counterspell happens before the spell is cast.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
actually, I don't want to do that because that literally uses up my lightning bolt, which I think I need.
Okay, so you're gonna make the saving-
Wisdom saving throw it is then.
as long as
Oh,
they
the
don't,
23.
Oh
as
yeah,
they
you
don't
managed
eat you
to
within an hour. We've got some time to go fight.
you managed to resist what looks to you and feels to you like her feeble grasp of the arcane arts, and you just maintain your concentration. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
your mental acuities. Now it is your turn.
Cool. I say pathetic and cast lightning bolt.
Nice. Go for it.
Pathetic.
Okay, so they need to make dex saves.
Yeah.
Such a
Okay,
diva.
it's a 3,
Oh fuck.
and then then this one is going to be.
I do love a classic Simpsons
Oh
reference.
really?
They both fail, so they take 22 lightning damage.
Oh, that is such a bad roll.
Okay, you see.
Disappointing.
You see the majority of their scaly bodies, although this one at the back looks predominantly humanoid, is just covered in blackened scorch marks as lightning just lights up this room.
That was
Cool.
also probably quite loud. Oh well.
Yeah, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay, next up, this creature.
Unless actually, you can't take. I can't remember. Is this third edition rules? You can't take a 5-foot step and that not count as dissing.
You can move
No.
in the immediate squares around the creature without attracting an attack of opportunity, but you can't move away from it.
I can't tip away. Okay, cool. I will. I'll
So
stay
here
where I
is
am.
fine. Here is
I'll stay
fine.
where I
Yeah.
am.
Cool. All right. Awesome. This thing is going to try to again. It's not going to use reckless this time because it feels a little scorched. So it is going to. Oh, that hits for 7 piercing damage as it bites into your neck.
Oh golly.
And then this one misses to claws you,
Yeah.
but it
Which
clutches.
which number am I looking on the attack roll? It's the first number, right?
It's the one on the left if you don't
Yeah,
have
cool.
advantage. Yeah.
Cool.
As it clutches its burned ribs and doesn't manage to claw you correctly. And the last one misses as well, as the lightning damage has not done well for this thing. And then the other one is going to take out their short bow
Oh.
and try to short bow you.
I can short bow you the world.
Okay, so 17 hits you, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 7 piercing damage and 8 poison damage. This is true. Are you alive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow. All right. Now it is your turn. Please do something impressive.
Well,
Surrender. Just give up.
Give him a kiss.
I'm gonna have to. I think I've only got one.
Drop
It's
your
just gonna be having
pants.
to be cast. It's gonna. I just have to cast Scorching Ray. I've got nothing
Make
else.
love, not war.
Yeah.
Okay, Scorching Ray it is. This is
I
gonna
have
be.
nothing else.
This is gonna just blow my mind.
Or I make the decision to disengage and try and sprint through this door, but I don't think that's going to help me in the long run.
Let's think about your previous 7 doors.
Scorching Ray, 13.
Okay.
How does this work?
All right. So which one are you targeting?
Well, I can target both of them.
Yes, I know, but it's one ray at a time.
Yeah, so let's say the one in front of me with this one.
But it's a ranged attack, so you'd be at disadvantage. Would you rather target the further one?
Yeah, let's go with that one, yeah.
Cool. You hit for whatever
2d6
damage it says.
Roll 2d6. Fuck. / roll 2d6. You can see I'm not a programmer.
Nice. Okay. You see this thing starts to look kind of scorched up and a little like hunched over as the beam adds more scorch marks to her body.
Well, I'm going to do it again.
Nice.
12,
Yeah,
does that
that
hit?
hits. Roll again. Roll damage, sorry. 9 damage. Oh, this thing looks as close to death as you can possibly be.
Well, there's only one more that's I'm going to fire the last ray at it. I might as well. Let's see if I hit with it first.
Oh, convincingly with a 24. You hit her right between the eyes. How do you want her to meet her doom?
Well, there's just a big hole.
In her...
Oh, 11 damage. Oh, shit, that was overkill.
Nice, okay.
He just shows her his big hole and she just dies.
There's no head
from the
left.
impropriety of it.
Nice. Okay, she is well and truly dead. And the thing next to you looks truly shaken up as a result. After that incredible, like, fiery blast, I'm going to cut back over...
Fuck off and roll Intimidate.
I'm going to cut back over to the gently resting rest of the party. You could not be...
Chicks.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
see how
in
nice they
completely
were.
opposite circumstances. Yeah, how nice were the snacks that you made?
Find out.
You did make snacks, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
They're
11 snacks.
adequate.
Okay, with a kitchen skills check of 11, they taste like mountain bread, plain and long-lasting on a journey.
I made like a bruschetta because I'm like, guys, I got no energy left. have a flat face sandwich.
You see Orvex say, oh, I really appreciate it, and also the bringing me back to life, although I still have mixed feelings about that.
Good one, dude. Classic relatable humor. That's why we keep you around.
He just laughs weakly and then goes back to his sandwich.
So, guys, quick question. Where's Fleep?
She's looks to the left, looks to the right.
I was hoping we'd see him on the way to, where we were, but for some reason there were a bunch of frogfish there.
Huh.
He probably saw us get captured and just like buggered off.
Hey, Nerdvex.
Hello.
What's that building that they try to take us into?
Well, to be honest with you, I've never been there before. I've kind of steered clear of that central city, but it seems to have extensive tunneling underneath. I would say it's the ancient royal palace that they've somehow taken over.
You think, just seeing a little bit of the inside that we saw, you think that's a palace?
Yes, I mean, based on the society that lived here, it was a sovereign society, so it's very unlikely that any other person or family could command that amount of space and, make slaves dig that many tunnels. It has to be.
Okay.
One thing I want to know is How the hell did they get a Triceratops in there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, they probably made friends with it and then made it walk down the ramp.
You can make a nature check if you want to find out, or see how well you can figure out that concern. Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not.
With a 5, you imagine
Dude.
that Triceratopses are actually hatched underground, and they must have just discovered one. And Jex, you're confident that they must have
I
captured
know I
it.
rolled a persuasion, not a nature. I was going to make up a story for Caesar.
Oh, nice. What were you going to try to say?
I just tell him like a little kid's dinosaur story about a brave Triceratops.
The little Triceratops that could.
Yeah. Yeah. And how
Wow.
all the other
That
dinosaurs had
Triceratops was brave.
all the other dinosaurs had 5 horns, and this one only had 3, but it showed them that it could join the Snake Man army.
Now, I'm not the most learned man you ever seen, but it's called a Triceratops.
Yeah,
So that
'cause
makes
it's really-
sense.
Yeah, because it knows how to. Yeah, because the little Ceratops that tried.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There must be 3 of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So they probably
Oh.
had 2 more down there.
Oh, good point. Good point. I
That's
assume
terrifying.
you're like riffing with me just to tease Caesar, but you may or may not be sincere. I don't know.
I think I'm probably riffing with you, but like I also I'm not sure what you believe right now.
Yeah. Oh, and like Ceratops, it's because Michael Sarah, the god of awkwardness, created them.
That does make sense.
You see Orvex finishes his sandwich and says, I mean, it would feel better to have everyone together again. I mean, he did an awful lot of lightning before we were captured. How are we going to cope without that?
Look, dude, I want Fleep here as much as the rest of us, but we don't know where he is. How are we going to find him?
That's a very good
Last
question.
thing we saw, he was at the place with those frog things. Maybe we could ask them.
Okay, so I'll say everybody
But-
make...
I think we should. I think we need to like go sleep up for the night because I like do some little puffs of smoke from my fingertips. I'm like, I've not got a lot of juice left in me.
I mean that's fair, but like we don't know how much where Fleeb is or what he's got left in it. What if they're trying to eat him as well? So they were going to eat us.
Dude,
Speaking of Fleeb, I'm going to cut over to him, but if you guys are getting ready for a long rest, I'll hold off on the check I was going to ask for.
I think
it's
we
not
could
really-
discuss because like I have 2 level 2 spell slots left.
I
A lot
understand,
of
but,
things can happen in 8 hours too. Someone alone in a forest
Yeah.
temple
It
city.
It took all of that out of us to get out on our own. So
Yeah.
is it are we gonna run in like mad or are we gonna do it tactically?
Well, we need to know that he's in there, to be honest. But I don't
Yeah.
know how we're going to find that out.
Where else are they
Yeah,
going to take
until we check out those the last
Until the
place
plot
we saw him-
develops, this will
The
be
la-
the case of stating.
was the last place we saw him, you know where we had the fight against the snake people?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the initial one that got us suggested?
Yeah, you've
Was
only
that
had...
where the grungs are now?
yeah, that's the same location.
Okay, yeah, so like, that's where we last saw him. That's where we left him. Like maybe those grungs took up and they're protecting him. We've got to ask them. So if are we gonna do that now, or are we gonna do that once we've got our magic back?
I don't think there's enough time to have a rest.
Okay, as you guys are discussing that, and you can sort of keep discussing it on chat or something, I'm gonna go to Fleeb, and I believe it is the snake's turn, who is gonna try to fuck you right up. But I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't. Okay, so he's gonna try to. If you survive these checks, it's gonna blow my mind. Okay, the first is that's a 16 as he bites into your
That
other
matches
shoulder.
my AC.
Ooh.
Do you have any shields left?
Oh. I do have a shield left. I got a shield.
That is
Boom.
amazing. That is truly amazing. Okay, so you react as he goes to bite your other shoulder. He tries to claw against the shield with a 22.
Oh, fuck.
With 8 slashing damage, he manages to penetrate your
I'm down.
bookish shield. Oh, you're down? Okay.
I'm down.
You notice that the damage done to you didn't feel lethal. You just get knocked out by the series
Woozy.
of gaping
You
wounds.
noticed that as you're
Like, oh, at least I'm not dying while I'm bleeding out.
Cool. So your vision goes dark, and we will get back to that in.
Which is convenient because it's an hour later when the other guys are doing their stuff. So
Well, we're having a discussion about resting for 7 more hours.
yeah. So effectively, I don't know like if you want to say like, do I wake up an hour later, or is this we go to them in an hour's time and I haven't contacted them? So yeah.
I'm gonna say that let's give the party a chance to decide what they want to do, and then I'll resolve. I'm not gonna make you wait in real time. I'm just gonna cut, and we'll see how the timelines work.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. So we cut back to you guys. You were discussing the grungs and stuff. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, the grungs are our only lead at the moment, right?
Well, I mean, you can all roll an intelligence check. That's a save, Jack.
It's a non-nat one. Oh, sorry, a check. Okay.
Same for Caesar.
It's the same. It's the same roll.
Oh, okay, cool.
I got a nat 2.
Unless you've got proficiency in it. It was
A
the same, right?
a dirty one, yeah.
Okay, Caesar, you seem to be the most concerned as well about Fleeb, and you remember that when you were, and you've actually the only one that wasn't really suggested for very long. So you remember that as you all walked into the outer compound of the shrine and you were ambushed by a number of humanoid-looking snake people, there was many more snake people than there was of you, obviously. And the last time you saw Fleeb, he was outside the compound walls because he's always hanging back, and he was sending off all kinds of lightning bolts. And you would also know that when you went with the ape that was with Jex as an ape who was carrying you, there was obviously a bunch of snake people behind, presumably still fighting Fleeb. So that's the last time you would have seen him and the situation he was in.
With that, we could be fairly certain that he got captured.
I'd say for you, with that check, and because you weren't suggested most of the time, I think that's a reasonable conclusion.
Yeah, is there any way that we, saying out loud to the party now, that Flea might have actually left some sort of trail that we could track? Because he would have taken a different course to us, but we might be able to find the way that the other Yonti went.
With my nat 1, I'm just going to be like, oh, they caught him! They're going to eat him tonight! We gotta go, dudes! Let's go!
Yeah, well, we need to think about this a little bit, though. I think we do need to go now tonight, but I think we have to think a little bit about how we go.
I think you could go tonight. I think Jack's going tonight is suicide, but...
I mean...
he has disadvantage on stealth and no invisibility
right.
slots left.
I have 1 invisibility slot left. So I could probably get 2 Fleeb, but getting out is an issue.
I think you could potentially get in with stealth.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
Caesar's
don't
going to
think
be much
any
use.
of the rest of us could be very useful.
Yeah.
Does just
I
out of
mean, I've got
interest,
health, but health is the only resource I have right now.
does Fleeb have like sending or message or something like that?
So I have. So at the end of last session, I still had 2 spells that I'd let to learn. In desperation, one of those will be I have magically conjured the ability in my mind out of sheer panic to cast sending.
So once he's had a long rest, he'll be
So
able
once
to
I've had a long
prepare it,
rest,
yeah.
I'll be able to cast sending and
Nice.
access to my book. Actually, I don't know how, like, because I wouldn't have written it down. I don't know how that first, like, they've never really fully resolved how the first learning and deciphering of sending works. The second spell, I felt it was unfair for me to choose something that's very specific to this particular situation. Otherwise, I would have chosen disguise self or invisibility. So I naturally learned the ability silent image instead.
Okay, cool. So there's a difference between the stuff you're learning naturally and the stuff you have to learn as a result of your environment.
Well, I'm
He just
feeling
made
that like it feels unfair of me to go, oh, I kept 2 spells I hadn't chosen what they were yet when I leveled up. I'll use both of them to help me out immediately in this scenario. Otherwise, I would have chosen invis both times, and I think that isn't fair and
I think it's
isn't
not that bad,
narratively interesting.
Just because you have to long rest to get them anyway.
Yeah, the amount of
Okay.
times that I've changed Caesar, like you should be able to change what you've chosen, even if
Maybe
it is
so.
a bit.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, so the only one that's in question there is Silent Image. I still need to somehow get it as one of the spells I learn, and I'm never too sure how that happens. When
Well,
it's the
it's sort
first
of.
time you learn a spell.
I think it depends on how you want to play your wizard, because I think the 5e book says that you learn new spells by encountering them in the world and transferring them to your spell book. Is that correct?
That's
That is,
that's a
I can do
wizard
that at any
ability.
point.
Yeah, that's a wizard ability that lets you learn spells just as like character progression, not based on leveling.
Oh, but
Yeah.
leveling,
So,
you just
but-
inherently
yeah,
discover more of the arcane arts.
Yeah,
on
I'm
your
pretty
own.
sure
Inherently,
it's-
I'm experimenting
yeah.
with magic. So I'm
The def-
saying that I learned sending out of stress.
Okay. Well, in that
That's
case,
legit.
then yeah, you would just know it. You know, you don't. I don't even see why you would need to take a long rest. If you're experimenting with magic, you level up, and your experiments reach a successful point, and you can now
Oh.
cast that spell.
Well, it's because
Okay.
you only level up on the long rest, right?
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's the thing. You only actually level up on a long rest.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that
So-
turns out in
Yeah.
this session.
He wakes up knowing the spell, having been unconscious for 8
Well,
hours.
that's kind of like the point. The point
be
is
funny.
that whatever's
Yeah.
happening, I possibly know sending is a way in which I contact you, which resolves how do you know where I am. Story wise, sending works. Silent
Yeah.
image I can fluctuate with as a choice at the
Cool.
moment, but
All right.
at the
I was
moment,
just
sending
curious
is mine.
as to where you were at. Okay. Cool. You guys, does the party have a decision?
The question is, I'm just like, Scramble, dude. You're good at sneaking.
Yeah, of course.
I got one, maybe 2 spells left in me today, and a bunch, some of my music. At the moment, I'm a bag of meat and a song.
Hey, a bag of meat and a song is all I need.
So if I keep him distracted, and you can go in and find him, maybe that'll work. But I won't be able to get us out again. It was lucky enough that it worked the first time.
Yeah.
If we
I
go
think-
tonight, we might not get another chance. But if we don't, we might not get another chance.
Yeah, that's the debate, right? I've only got 1 invis left on me, and it only lasts an hour. So once I get to Fleet, I don't even know what I could do. I'd have to. If I could get a few hours rest in there, I could then invis both me and Fleet, and we could just walk out of there. But that means they need to not eat him for a few hours anyway.
What do you think, C's?
I'm trying to think of a way to make this easier, and
To make this
Is it-
easier.
it's easier, yeah. Is there a way that we could make the Yonti leave the palace? Is there, Orvex, is there some sort of enemy of the Yonti that we could try and trick them into thinking we're outside their gates?
That's an interesting question. I mean,
Oh yeah, like a mongoose. Mongoose eat snakes.
I mean,
Yeah, is it like a mongoose people? Like half mongoose, half person?
from what I know of their culture, they're definitely not native to this region. They've come here from somewhere else. So I'd say most of the surrounding inhabitants would probably be their enemies in one form or another.
Because if we were able to distract them at least, it would make Operation Pre-Fleeb a little bit
Fleeb.
more. Fleeb, yeah. More. Not easier, maybe. Because we know how many Yonti are in there. We can't just like walk in there again expect to come out alive.
Some of the Yonti are humanoid.
Yeah, some of them look very human.
So disguise self would be valid for that.
You would imagine, yeah.
Okay. I think I have just enough spell slots to get us out, in and out. By in us, I mean me and Fleeb.
You sure, dude?
I mean, what other choice we got, dude?
Okay, let me see what I got for you. Oh, you can't. I guess we could have this discussion while we were having the short rest, and I could let you attune to the helm.
What does the helm do?
Gives you one free use of suggestion.
I mean, that might be really handy.
And lets you detect it. Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can have a little montage during our rest as we eat, where I just teach you the basics of the helm.
I need to read Disguise Self a little bit.
You see Orvex looking out the window furtively at where the fish people were standing on the other side of the river, and he says, "Oh, they're gone."
Yeah, they were just trying to protect their house or something. They don't care.
Okay, well that's a
Well,
bit
I
of
hope
good
you're right.
news.
Hope you're right there, Jax.
Look, we leave them alone, they leave us alone. That's what it sounds
Hey
like.
Orvex, anything you know about the Yuan-Ti that could help me pretend to be one of them?
Well, I mean, he's
Like any
gonna
words would be really helpful.
words. What do you mean by words?
Like, presumably they have a language that I don't understand,
Okay.
or do they just speak common?
He's gonna make an intelligence check. Okay, with a 13, he says, From what I know, and I mean they are a fairly secretive culture, but I think some of them can speak common, and especially the ones that we saw that look incredibly humanoid. I'd imagine their vocal cords could produce the correct sounds. Yeah, I think it's conceivable, sure, that they would speak common, some of them.
Hey, that's a cool question, dude. Here, while we're doing the helmet training montage, if someone's literally talking to you and you're focused on them, their surface thoughts are probably going to be what they're saying, right?
Not necessarily. I think people can think things while also saying other things. But they'll probably be relevant to what they're
Yeah,
saying.
you'll probably be able to play a game of charades to figure out what they're saying without them realizing it from what their surface thoughts are. I'm going to try it with you. I'm going to start speaking.
Okay.
So you're practicing with the helm, right?
Sure.
You've just started focusing on me.
Okay.
And first you just get a picture of I'm thinking about you but with a butt instead of a head.
Scrabble starts laughing.
Then I think about
That's
Fleeb.
hilarious, dude.
Then I think about Fleeb lost inside of a cage, but then the cage opens and he's got a butt instead of a head. And then it farts.
This is quality.
At this point during this montage, I'm going to cut back to Fleeb just to see how that is going to go. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. I haven't changed the map. I meant to change it back to the main map, but it's not like anything visually happened.
We got nothing that important going on.
Okay, cool. So what is going to happen is I need to zoom out a little bit.
Right, so as far as I'm aware, I'm just going to say this out loud now so I'm not getting bullshitted. Disguise Self, I can still cast spells and not break the disguise.
What's the duration on it?
1 hour.
Yeah, if it doesn't say concentration, then it's not concentration.
It is not concentration.
Okay, so Fleeb, you wake up to the stench of sweat filling the humid air. You are chained to the wall of a dank, partially flooded pit. Other prisoners whimper nearby and look malnourished. The whole area is lit by faint torchlight from the hole above you. You've got manacles around your wrists and around your ankles.
Just for translation, does dank mean moist and damp, or does it mean awesome?
The first one.
Damn, so close to being in a real cool cave.
What does Fleeb do?
Have I had what have I? So I've got manacles on me.
Is that going to stop somatic spells, or can you still do them?
No, I think because there's a little chain, you can still move your hands around. It's not like you can't move them at all.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And I've still got all of my stuff on me.
No, you
probably not.
You look and touch where all your equipment would be, and you don't have any of it.
Okay.
Go on.
I'm about to make a big noise. Is there a padlock?
What, on the manacles?
Yeah, on the manacles. Yeah,
there is.
A
Yeah.
single padlock or what? Or many?
Well, there's one on the ones around your wrists and one on the ones around your ankles.
So I get my foot loose, but I couldn't do much else.
You know what they say? Sometimes you gotta cut foot loose.
Indeed. But knock isn't going to help me here.
You see across from you, one of the prisoners appears to be a 10-year-old boy, and he's wearing a flower like garland around his neck, and he's whispering under his breath, praying, and you hear little snippets of it like, tomorrow is it's kind of unnerving.
Hello.
He
That was
ignores
more
you and
unnerving.
he ignores you and continues to pray, but there's a person to the right of him that looks human except for a forked tongue that they keep sticking out and in, and seems to be like rolling his neck and head around in a sort of like fevered dream. And it actually reminds you of how you felt when you walked into that building when you first entered the city and a gas started to take over you.
Damn. None of my spells help me here. Hello there, the gentleman with the tongue.
You see that he continues to roll his head around, but the little boy stops praying and says, "You won't get an answer out of him. He's got monkey madness."
Monkey madness. So what is monkey madness?
That's what I had earlier today.
Yeah, you did.
It takes over your mind. I don't know why they call it monkey madness. It's in the gas in the little buildings around this city.
Oh, I see. Where are you from? How are you here? I sort of like I kind of like look at him perplexedly, kind of going like, I'm sure this isn't a halfling. I'm typically reasonably competent at noticing halflings.
I'm from the jungle north of here. They captured me one night while we were sleeping. Who are you?
I'm Fleeb. I'm from undisclosed location that I haven't realized a name for yet.
Oh, okay.
So, how long have you been here?
It feels like 1 day, 1.5 days. I'm just judging by how hungry I am.
Cool. Right. I think that we can consider that I have had a short rest, and I gain
I'd say
arcane
so.
recovery.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I learn sending. Could you do me a favor? Yeah. Is he chained to the wall? Is the child chained to the wall?
He's in exactly the same position as you.
Shit. I try and take my hat off.
You do so successfully.
I take my hat
The
off,
gentleman never removes his hat.
and I feel in the brim and scratch away at the material. So a wizard should always have his hat, but fuck it this time. And I scrape out a piece of copper wire that is within the brim that keeps its shape round and circular.
Mm-hmm.
I take the bit out and sort of like rub it and blow on it a bit, and a small amount of green and slightly purpley fire appears on it. And I'm like, okay, 25 words, give or take. Better get this right. So, Caesar, wherever you may be.
I'm going to type
In
it.
your...
Actually, no, I'm not. That's too much effort to count. Go on.
Write what you're saying in like
in your head, you hear, Caesar, it's Fleeb. I was captured by the Yuan-Ti. I am chained to a wall. Help. Monkey madness.
I think you got like 6 more words.
I think
Yeah.
you're 3 left.
Help, monkey madness,
26.
lost damn book.
Okay, Caesar, you hear
Still eat spiders.
still eat spiders. You hear Fleeb's voice in your head urgently. He says the thing you just heard.
Fleeb?
You can send 25 words back, right?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
But he doesn't know that.
realise
I
that.
didn't tell him he could tell me something back.
Yeah, no, the spell the spell makes it clear, right?
I mean, you also might just be like, Fleeb, where are you? And actually just say
Yeah.
25 words that get sent back. What's going on? Yeah, well, he
Where are
told
you?
you
What's
roughly
going
where
on?
he
No,
was.
so I've
Give
got
me a
25
sandwich.
words, I didn't realise that, right? So I'm going to go, Fleeb. Oh my god, Fleeb.
20 left.
We're sending Scrabble.
You're chained up in the same place that we left, but we escaped.
Okay, I got everything then.
You
If
got
that was
seven
the
Still
last
left.
thing you
got
said.
seven
Oh,
words
okay.
left.
We're coming to get you.
Hey, that was everything.
Nice.
Oh,
Well done.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I think you got one word to spare with that, maybe. XX.
Nice. Okay.
Or
So
alternatively, you just describe. We gave you a term with the helmet, and you just describe him with a butt for a head.
So I assume that happened whilst we were short resting and this training montage was happening.
I assume
Probably
this is
happened
like
at the end of the short rest, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
at the
As
end,
we're
I would
getting
say.
ready to do our thing.
It's a bit annoying that we can't have a further conversation because we haven't really got that much info. But
Mm.
well, apart from that, we know
Well-
where he is now.
But the thing is, I don't really know where I am
No.
because I don't know where you are, and I don't know where I've ended up. Like I can't tell you where I am in the building because I don't know.
Hmm.
But at least you know that we
Yeah,
have already
I
been
know
there
that at least
and then
Caesar's
escaped.
alive.
Yeah. Okay. But guys, he's chained up. That doesn't sound very good. We need
Well,
to go.
at least he's alive.
Yeah.
But
Did-
yeah, we better
did you
get
see
going.
I didn't see any chains when,
No,
we
we
were
didn't see very much of it, did we?
although they did kind of have us. They were dragging us towards somewhere. Maybe
Yeah.
it would have been dragging us towards a cell,
Yeah, that would make sense. So that's probably the
and
first
also
place
the
to
only
check.
out character. That's the only entrance we know. So
Well, like they let the Triceratops in from a different zone, but
Yeah.
like that's probably not where they hold the prisoners.
yeah.
So,
I
like,
love the
based
idea
on the-
of a
based on the two
prison
corridors
/
we've seen.
Triceratops pen.
Prison / zoo.
Yeah, based on the two like things that we've seen, I think I know where we know the first
Correct.
direction to take, and then beyond that we're blind.
Well, at least we've got something to go go on.
Well, at least
Ooh.
he's alive. Did
Ooh.
he say he lost the book? Was that in the
Yes, he said lost damn book.
lost damn book?
Lost damn book.
I love that he spent one of his words, and he does know the spell's limitations, on damn.
I guess we just have to get moving. I guess.
Okay, when we get close, I'm going to
Okay.
prepare a couple of things for you, but in the meantime, I haven't got them.
Yeah. When we
Okay.
get, I'm gonna
Yeah, so we're
wait
gonna
as long
wait-
as possible before using my spells.
Yeah,
I guess.
we're going to get. So it was this red building, so we're going to probably try and sneak
As close as we
somewhere
possibly
like
can.
here, and then wait in there while backing him, ready to cause a distraction if he's like shouts to us.
Okay. Everybody can make a stealth check, and
Can we aid each other for this, given that we're going in like with a plan?
Yeah, I'll say make a stealth check with advantage because you're not. You get the sense that you've lost active pursuit at this point.
Yeah. Sweet.
Oof.
Boom. Use
30
that
for
stealth.
Scramble, 21 for Caesar. Jex rolls a 16 without. Oh, because that's his normal
Yep.
non-advantage advantage. So then
keep rolling
Orvex
these
is
higher
going to
still.
roll Okay, he rolls an 11. Okay, so you guys feel acceptably stealthy. Every now and then, Orvex makes a whimpering sound like, "Don't step on me!" Oh, oh.
Don't step on Snick. Good one.
Cool. So you
Okay.
guys make it to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
And-
hopefully, like within eye shot of the building at least.
You're one level above the sort of central circular piazza that has the entrance to the lair
Oh, okay.
below it.
That's fine. If we can see, as long as we can, if we can see the entrance.
Yeah, you can see below you the place where you were previously.
Cool. Are they are Yonti like coming and going fairly freely from there?
You're watching for a while. You don't see any at the moment, but you've only been watching for a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, when we were brought there was no like protocol. It was just, well, I mean, we walked in as a giant ape, didn't we? Was that when we
Yeah.
did that?
Yeah. I stopped being a giant ape, like, in the tunnel.
Yeah. So there wasn't like they had people checking passports or anything at the entrance.
We didn't go
So, yeah.
past any, like, guards specifically. It's just this is where they do stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
You saw two gates open up with like snakes embedded in the gates themselves, and there was like a little entrance way beyond those gates that you started to get dragged down a corridor, but you other than that it wasn't like customs.
Yeah. I'm just like hoping that I can walk in without having to anyone. Basically, what I'm hoping.
Without having to what, sorry?
Hoping to be able to walk in without having to talk to anyone as far as possible.
We
As
shall
far
see.
as I know. Yeah.
So it's starting to get to be
Okay.
early evening at this point. You see the
Alright.
sun is starting to set.
Well,
Oh, yeah. So let me give you the rundown of what I taught you about the helmet.
okay.
If you cast, so it's a normal spell, so you have to wave your hands around to cast it, detect
Okay.
thoughts. So
Sure.
you can do that as much as you want.
Hmm.
Detect thoughts has, if you focus on someone as an action within 30 feet, you can read their surface thoughts. If you focus on detecting thoughts, you can do that, but I think like a big rock wall or
Okay.
like a little bit of metal can block that.
Does detect
If-
thoughts have a duration?
It's a minute, but on the helm it's an at will power, so
Okay, sure. So as long as I wave my hand every now and then.
yep. I mean the helmet is very obvious. Does this guy self hide
This guy
your
self, yeah, it does like
your
everything
equipment?
that
Okay, cool.
I'm holding onto as well.
Cool.
I think. I can ping it if you want. For
Yeah, that's cool. Well, including clothing. That's very important
Clothing,
because this
armor,
is a
weapons.
weird-looking brain helmet with a giant glowing purple gem for an eye.
Yep.
So that's pretty useful. If you want to probe someone's mind, they will know that you're doing it whether you succeed or fail.
Right. But that's beyond the surface.
That's
Thoughts,
beyond
right?
the surface thoughts.
Okay,
And
probably
because of
not
the helm
doing
of
that.
telepathy, you can also sidebar with people you're focused on as a bonus action.
Oh, cool.
And they can sidebar back as long as
Oh,
they have to be
just-
30 feet within range.
That's message, right?
It's not literally the spell message. It's just a telepathic
Oh, right.
message.
Message is 120 feet, and also I think just like lasts one round. So.
Yeah, this is as long as you're maintaining concentration on the detect.
Okay,
thought
right,
spell,
cool.
you
So
can
I've got
use-
message for quite a long range, and I've got the
For 30
helm
feet,
for
yeah.
nice and short range.
Oh yeah. 30
Cool.
feet if you're focusing on their surface thoughts.
Yeah, I get
And
a
they
quick
can-
message at really long range.
Yeah.
Proper conversation
At this
short
point,
range. Cool.
you see a snake person with snakes for arms walk out and head west.
Okay, and then the last thing you have is a one-use suggestion while you're detecting thoughts.
Cool.
For the person you're focusing on.
While I'm detecting, that I don't. Will they know that that's happened? I guess suggestion. We should decide that they do
it's
afterwards.
suggestion, yeah.
But, okay.
So if they resist suggestion, they'll probably know, but
Right. Cool.
if they
Okay.
don't, then they won't until it ends, probably. And
Sure.
that's got a fixed DC of 13.
Okay.
I say in character. And that's got a difficulty rating of 13 arbitrary Jex
Well, my
points.
difficulty rating's only 14, so not much worse.
I was gonna heat metal on like a necklace and give it to you to slip onto something if you needed to burn something while you're invisible, but it only lasts a minute, so instead I'm just gonna be like, rock on, dude, sing it really quietly, because rock is the art of the sound, whether it's quiet or loud. And you are, of course, inspired.
Okay.
Should we plan some sort of distraction for hopefully when you're trying to escape, or
If he shouts, cause a distraction,
from inside of a palace?
I mean, we're not going to know he's doing. If everything goes well, there won't be a reaction. If things start to go bad, we can try and cause a distraction.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Wish me luck, boys.
Break a leg, I say.
I'm gonna cast disguise self on myself to appear as one of the more humanoid you've clearly seen before. Sort of thing.
Nice.
So I know that I look right, and basically just walk in.
Okay, sweet. Let's make that happen. And
Are you going to run detect thoughts while you go in?
Yes, I'm probably gonna run a generic detect thoughts on route.
Okay,
Sort of
cool.
thing. Basically, just like mainly looking for someone going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Looking for Philippe specifically, but
Cool. Do you see yourself on the map in that entranceway?
I do.
Okay, so you walk towards the gate.
Yep, I'm just gonna walk like I belong, and my intent is to go down this corridor that they started dragging some people, then work it out from there.
Okay, you see the gates open for you as you approach, seemingly of their own accord, but you don't really know how they work. And as you walk inside, you need to make a deception check with advantage because you look like them.
Ooh. While I'm outside, can I use my unseen servant and basically repeatedly command it to stand near the entrance and then come back and poke me if something comes in or out?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I'm gonna use the inspiration straight away, I think. What's your inspiration?
That's D8.
A D8.
Okay, yeah.
Nice!
With a 20, you manage to, ignore...
Like a yaunty.
You manage to ignore the series of guards clustered around this entranceway, and you see two paths before you, east and south. Which way do you go?
I assume east is this corridor here. This is the way I want to go.
Okay, cool.
Because this is the way where they were taken.
You head that way?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna I probably want to look for a large chamber, so that I can afford to.
Chamber.
So I can afford to get my bearings and not look too suspicious that I'm standing still in the middle of something.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay, so you see
you
door.
can use if the walls aren't 2 foot thick of rock or made of metal, then you can detect thoughts through them and see if there's things in there.
Yeah, I'm happy. And I mean, until I get Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm looking for prisoners, so I guess I want to be. I'm probably just looking for. If I hear something that is.
Yeah. But you might see Philippe's mind through a wall as well.
Yeah, no. I'm happy to keep running detect thoughts and keep searching out for things. But I'm looking for. But detect thoughts specifically I'm trying to notice anything that isn't a yaunty, basically. Because presumably they'd be a prisoner or a triceratops. Something sentient isn't a yaunty is what I'm searching.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm just walking down
I don't know
this
how intelligent the triceratops is. Probably got an intelligence of 3. All of its stats have got to be at least 3, right?
As you walk past this door here, you detect surface thoughts beyond that door, and the thoughts are basically, speak to me. I'm going to sleep. Speak to me. Bring me a vision. That's what you hear.
Beyond this door to my north?
Yes, correct.
Speak to me. I'm going to sleep. Speak to me. Bring me a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Not interested. Doesn't sound like prisoner talk.
Cool. All right. Do you keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. As you enter this room, you detect this snake person's thoughts as being, delicious. Must wait 2 more days. Only dried blood remaining.
Must wait 2 more
And
days.
you see in this room, there appears to be some sort of stone apparatus that is like a series of gutters cut into the ground. And
God.
they appear to have like layers upon layers of dried blood caked into them.
Yum.
And there's an altar, obviously, in the middle of those 2 gutters of dried blood.
Okay.
Is there a wall down there at the bottom of that room, or is that just the fog cut off? Oh, I see.
So I see an exit. I see there's an exit up here.
Yes, you do. And you also see, sorry, let me describe further. You see also like what seems to be a portcullis opposite on the east.
Okay, a closed portcullis.
It appears to be, yes.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just gonna keep going for now. Then I'm probably gonna go through that north door. I think makes the most sense. I don't want
Okay.
to just like arbitrarily walk up to a portcullis and we don't know what's going on.
Okay, you go up to the door. What you detect is you hear kind of thoughts that remind you a little bit of the thoughts that you heard at this other door down here. It seems to be 3 people or 3 creatures saying things like, Denda, speak to us. The pool, reveal your secrets. What do you will us to do to bring forth your night? That's what you hear.
Huh. Well, this sounds like some sort of religion-y thing.
It sounds like snaky bullshit.
This does sound like snaky bullshit. Do are they? Can I tell if they're closer or further away?
I don't think that's how the
door to
spell
door?
works.
Okay, that's fine. Well, this does look like a ritual. Well, I've started going this way. I will open that door, walk through it confidently.
Okay. Confidently.
Well, like I know what I'm doing.
Nice. Okay. All right. What happens is you come into the room, and steam
this was a-
rises from a stone basin filled with viscous black and purple liquid. 3 serpentine creatures surround the pool. Each has the head and upper body of a dark-skinned woman and the lower body of a snake. You see that they're at the moment focused on this steam-filled basin with the liquid in the north side, so they don't immediately notice you. Do you do anything?
Nope. I back out.
Okay.
If they don't notice me, I just like if they're not looking at me, I'm just gonna quietly close the door
Okay.
and like.
Cool.
I
You
don't
just
know if I
walk
can
out.
look like. Well, fair enough. I don't know how to give a look of. No, it doesn't matter. I just like. Unless this guy in the room is gonna be like suspicious about it, I'm just gonna walk back out.
Okay. At the moment, look, as you walk back out, we're going to cut back to the group of people outside the entrance, and then we're going to cut to Phlebe straight after. So,
Okay.
outside the entrance to this lair, you hear Orvex say to you, Jax and Caesar, sorry, I mean, it's a very good plan. How do we know if he gets into trouble?
We don't.
Oh, good.
Sorry,
It's not
sorry,
just
what
me
was-
then.
What was that?
I said, how do we know with this plan? This I'm sure it's a very good plan. How do we know if Scramble gets into, irrecoverable trouble?
Oh, well, you see that invisible little guy there? He's going to tell me if there's trouble in that corridor, and other than that, we're guessing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
See that invisible guy?
Yeah, Orvex just rolls with it and seems to say, oh, okay, I feel a little bit better now. That seems like better than nothing.
Yeah, see, I told that guy to poke me if he sees something.
Cool. If you guys have anything more you want to say to each other, do so now. Otherwise, I'm going to cut to Phlebe.
I'm just gonna basically, if someone does end up walking up on us, I do have some spell slots left that are good for suggestion. So if that needs to happen, I've got that ready.
Nice. Okay, cool. We cut to Phlebe. you see that the 10-year-old opposite you has gone back to sort of praying under his breath.
Who are you praying to?
We don't have a name for her. She represents the jungle. She is the jungle that provides for us. She is the one who enables us to eat and have shelter.
Ah, it's Jungle Mama.
Okay, cool. How is she with shackles?
Oh, I mean, there is the shaman of my tribe, maybe, has been able to do some things that we don't understand after praying, but I am no shaman.
Right. Good. Thank you.
Make a perception check, Philippe. Okay. With a 17, above the drip of your dank, humid pit, you hear various slithering and snake hissing going on above you that has been sort of on and off during your time in there.
What do they normally? How often do they come in here?
Well, the snake people, it doesn't sound close enough to be directly above you. It sounds kind of like a distant hum of, if you were to go to a market square, people are haggling, people are talking. It's obviously a much quieter version of that, and you replace the talking with hissing and the walking with slithering.
It's snaky background babble.
Yeah.
As in, the question is still to the boy, like how often do they visit?
Oh,
this?
you were asking the boy. He says, I haven't seen them since they put me in here.
And how long ago was that?
Like I said, about a day and a half. I'm hungry enough for a day and a half.
You did say a day and a half. Right. Okay. Well, I can get rid of one foot. There's a lot of noise. I can climb up the wall if I can reach this spider and eat it. I can make a really big ball of energy, which is nice. Is it dark in here?
It is dim. It's dimly lit.
Cool. I'm gonna cast light because I feel that might be quite a nice thing.
Okay, you cast light, and you see the other two prisoners close their eyes and cover their eyes with their hands as they feel the place illuminated by bright light.
It's kind of nice.
And you see the little boy say, "Oh, wow, are you a shaman?"
In so many words, something similar, but not a shaman.
Oh, the jungle mother must have sent you. Can you get us out of here?
Well, once I sort of look at my own predicament and say, like, if I end up getting out of here, then there's a good chance that
You don't.
we might be able to get you out too.
Oh, okay. He says, "Oh, thank you. Let me know if I can help you. Yeah, I'll be here." And he like gestures to his manacles.
Yes. Good thinking there. I will be sure to. We'll see what the mother provides, shall we? Going like, God, I'm fucking Bennett. If only I had my shitting book.
And you see after you say, "We'll see what the mother provides," you see he goes back to his praying and says, "The mother provides. The mother provides. The mother provides." And we will, because that was
I'm
nice.
gonna have a fucking word with those clericy people. Jesus fucking Christ.
We're gonna cut back to Scramble because that was a nice like narrative exchange. What would Scramble like to do?
I think I'm gonna have to use this crown suggestion since there's only one dude in this room right now. Seems like a good opportunity to suggest that this dude checks on the prisoners.
Okay. He has to make a wisdom saving throw, right?
He
Just
does.
so you know, for the way suggestion work, it's not like command where it's like a single word or concept. You can be a little more elaborate.
I mean, like, I don't know if free the prisoners is too much bullshit. Like, I don't know if he would just immediately not do
No,
that.
that's the point of the magic. As long as it doesn't seem.
We would not have voluntarily followed some Yuan
That's a
Ti
good
back
point.
to a prison.
I mean, you could be like, "Hey, open." The boss has said, "Open that door," and then fuck off.
Well, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know where the prisoners are, which is why I'm trying to frame this in a way that he has to go there to do it,
Yeah.
because I don't
You
know
could
where
say
they
like,
are.
"Hey, the boss made me check on the prisoners. Bring me to them, open up the doors, and then leave me alone with all the doors open."
if that's how, I mean, I know something about magic, so if I think that's how suggestion works, then that's
Yeah, I mean,
not a bad shout.
I gave you a primer on like some funny ideas that you could use for suggestion. It's like, hey, you should go and like make a painting. You know, as long as you find a reason for it to make sense. So probably like the boss is a good excuse, but like some suggestion, like
Okay.
for you, if I wanted it to do it to you, I'd be like, hey, you'll find a lot of food if you for a really long time if you make a painting of yourself with a butt for a head and then leave it with me.
Sure.
That was
Okay.
game training.
All right. Yeah. Okay. If that's not bullshit, then I guess I would, probably suggest something more along that lines. Yeah. Like, hey, the boss said I need to check on the prisoners, so if you could open up their cells for me and then go back to your regular duties, that would
Okay.
be really helpful, or
Cool.
something.
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw, right, against your DC?
Against the DC of the hat, which I think is 13.
13.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
13 hat.
Ooh,
Yes!
with an 11, you see this Yonti guard tilts his head a little bit, like understanding what you're saying, but almost you gather surprised that you chose to say it in common. And then he turns around and pulls a
Whatever the magic
lever
does.
in this
Oh.
little hallway, opens the portcullis, and stands here. Do you follow him?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go inside here, and then he slithers past you and goes back to what he was doing.
Okay, as long as the portcullis is left open, I can work with this.
Yeah, he seems to have. And I think based on the way suggestion is worded, I think because that described it as, do a thing and then go back to what you were doing, I don't know if he would know. I mean, it doesn't specifically say in the language
Probably
that,
not within. Yeah, not at least within. If it seems reasonable, then I guess.
like, nowhere in the
He
spell
probably
does it
wouldn't-
say
yeah.
they know that they have been deceived. It just says
Yeah.
it just
But
says the
maybe if
spell
it seems
ends.
like a
Well, especially because he said, and then go keep doing your regular duties. Then at least.
go back to your.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think it was
that's-
pretty
yeah.
obvious for you guys because you ended up in a fucking prison that you were
Well,
charged.
I think it was because the effect got ended like in the middle of us doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So it was probably disorienting. But for him, he just stands there. Okay, so Scramble, you're in a prison room. Let me reveal the details to you.
What Scramble doesn't know is I've cast suggestion on him before.
On me.
I think so. Didn't I convince you not to steal stuff from a?
Oh yeah, that was
From,
ages ago.
That may have been one of the other ones.
Was that me? No, you did that to
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Okay,
was
no,
looking
I'm
to
not-
steal. Yeah.
Okay,
Steal
so-
stuff from like the altar, and I was just like, maybe don't.
So Scramble, muffled
Yes.
sobs and moans rise from 4 pits with circular iron grates covering them. A chain,
my word.
a chain hooked to each grate stretches over a pulley bolted to the ceiling and coils around an iron winch set into a nearby wall. Iron manacles dangle from hooks on the south wall. To the north, a faintly glowing stone disc covers the floor of an otherwise empty alcove, and carved into the top of the disc is a serpentine-looking symbol.
I don't know. That's pretty sure that's like a balloon on a string.
So hang on. So there's 4 holes in the
Mhm.
ground
Mm-hmm.
that have that are winched on some sort of pulley system.
Each hole has like a grate. Like imagine a drain on a typical road has an iron grate, right?
Oh, okay.
And each grate has a hook in between the lines of the grate, and that hook goes up to the ceiling and then to a winch on the wall. So you could presumably raise the grate by using the winch.
Cool. Can I look into these grates to see what's below them?
Okay, which one do you look into?
Doesn't really matter. I'll look at the one closest to me, I guess. I don't
Okay,
know.
the one closest to you, you see what is almost certainly the top of of an old man's head as it is flattened down from wearing a hat quite often, and he's probably still holding the hat, or have you put it back on your head?
I would have immediately tried to put it back on my head. A wizard
Okay.
should never be without their hat.
You see the top of a wizard hat that looks awfully similar to Philippe's, and then you see a small child and then a human thrashing around.
Okay, are they in different grates, the other ones, or is that
No,
all
they're-
in the one?
They're
down one
all
grate?
in the one pit together.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna have a look down the other grates as well, just to, because it'll only take a minute, and I've got an hour.
Cool.
Sounds
Okay.
great.
In the one on the top right, you
Yep.
see a female human that seems to be dressed in sort of a sailor's outfit, and they look kind of despondent, but still relatively healthy, as if they were brought there maybe recently. Next to that sailor, you see a tabaxi, which is like a cat tiger person, and they seem to
Oh
have.
shit! New mission, boys.
They
Become the
seem
debate.
they seem a lot less like muscular. They seem quite thin, and their clothes are quite nice actually. So maybe not a warrior, and that's all you see in that pit.
Okay, I'll check the other two as well.
Okay, this one in the bottom right contains a fire newt that seems to be thrashing around in their manacles quite intensely.
It's not Guy Fiery though, is it?
No, it's not. But you,
Phew.
well, actually, make a. How would
Make
you
a
make
spotting
that?
what the fuck a newt is.
So roll a
check.
D100.
Make a perception or insight check. It's up to you. That is a scramble, obviously.
Hang on, let me try and take advantage.
Yeah, with a 19, you're confident that this fire newt doesn't have the poise and decorum and sheer charisma of Guy Fiery.
Yeah, Guy Fiery was a true lad, but that's just the fire newt in that one.
No, beside the fire
Also.
newt appears to be another human that looks, again, not like a warrior, much more refined than that, and they look very out of place in this dank pit.
And the last one, the last grate.
The last grate contains contains an adult human that seems to be kind of similar to the little boy in the first pit. He's wearing a flower garland around his neck, and he seems to be standing there very stoically, just, very neutral about his situation. And he's in there by himself.
Wait,
Alright.
no, the fire newt was the one that was neutral.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
All right. Okay, I'd like to wander back over to the one that I think Philippe might be in, and make sure I'm out of view of the snake that I left in the other room. I know he's turned away, but I want to make sure that I'm out of his eyesight if he did turn around.
Okay. You can
then
go just there.
Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna I'm gonna use a message cantrip, to message Philippe.
Okay.
Can I message? Or can I use the? Can I use? No,
You
the
can use
hat.
the
Sorry, the
helmet,
hat's better.
yeah.
The hat's better. The hat's the better one. Yeah, no. I use the helmet to focus.
Oh wait, no,
on...
you don't want to use the helmet because
Do
the
I not?
helmet has to re-enable concentration, and you've got a concentration suggestion that may be keeping the guy busy.
Right. Okay, the suggestion is concentration.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. And then in that case, I will just use the hand. Is the hat concentrating for me?
No.
No. So if I cast anything else,
So
does
like
that fuck it up?
once you cast suggestion from its detect thoughts, the detect
Okay.
thoughts ends, and if you cast it again, then your suggestion will end.
Right? Can
they're both-
I still use other spells if they're
Yes.
not concentration spells?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. In that case, I will use message. My message cantrip to have a. If I have to use it multiple times, I have to use it multiple times. It's a cantrip, and it takes one action to use. The duration is 1 round. So we have a series of 6-second bursts conversations.
You're like, I see what you're doing, sneaky wizard.
Well, no. I'm just gonna
Freak
be
out.
like, Philippe, don't freak out, but I'm the snake above you. I mean, the snake boy, the person
Wait.
snake thing.
I raise my head and
Sleep,
go.
do freak out. I'm
No,
the
don't
snake
freak
above
out.
you.
So like,
It's
I
Scrabble, by the way.
I look up and I just sort of like go,
Don't say anything. Just whisper.
I've had uglier friends.
I love that
Yeah,
the first thing you
most of them, I
said
imagine.
is "Don't freak out, but I'm the snake above you." That's great.
And then like, oh, it's scramble, by the way. All right. I got a plan to get you out of here, but I
It was better
don't
than
got a
me.
plan to get everybody else out.
Well, the mother provides.
Hope you haven't grown too attached to anyone.
Nope.
I will.
But I
How
think
far below me is Fleet?
Let
Can
me
I
give
can
you
I
the
touch him even if he has to
stats.
reach up to touch me?
I'll give you the
Because-
specific information. Okay, it is 10 feet deep. So he's on the ground. He's about 5'8" tall. So he's about just less than 5 feet from you. His head,
Okay, so if you reached up, he'd gain an extra, I don't know.
2 or 3 feet. Yeah, it'd be
Couple of
close.
so.
If I reach down into the grate,
Yeah, you could reach his arm with your arm if you reach down with your arm.
okay.
I am, alas, chained to the wall.
I thought you were going to say, "I'm a lass." Like you've just decided, I'm a female character.
Yeah, fuck this.
Okay, no, that's fine, we can make that work.
I am chained to the wall.
I've still got my stuff with me.
You do?
This is gonna be, oh man.
Sorry, didn't say that.
If opening this grate makes a lot of noise, then we are in trouble. If it's quiet, we might still get away with this.
I have a strong suspicion we're in a lot of trouble.
Because I'm gonna need to open the gate, tie a rope, jump down, unpick your locks, and then cast invisibility on you. And then we've got to have to climb back out and cheese it.
Just double checking. What was the exact words you used on the guard outside again? Like the boss said to show me where the prisoners are, and then go back to what you were doing.
And then go
Yeah,
back to you carrying, and then keep doing your duties, I think.
Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Keep doing what you're doing.
yes.
Go on. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, I think it was carry on with your regular duties or something like that. I can't remember the exact words, but it was
Cool.
pretty much that. All right, well, we gotta do what we gotta do. So I'm gonna set the rope up first because if we do have to do things hastily, let's make it let's get everything as many things prepared ahead of time as we can. So I'm gonna pull a rope out because I've got my stuff with me, as this guy said, lets me have my stuff with me. So I'm gonna tie a rope up to something sturdy, maybe the top bar of the grate. It's just so that we don't have to climb up like the sheer grates walls, and we have a
Okay.
So, yeah,
You
so do
tie
that
some rope to the iron grate itself below you.
I mean, that would be fine because presumably if that. Oh, hang on. Does it look like? Can I tell if it lifts up or down? It must lift up because of the way the hook is.
Yeah, it lifts up. You're pretty confident.
So that's fine. That's fine. So as long as the grate will weigh more. Like otherwise you could it. So the grate weighs a lot weight to it. I'm putting the weight of a couple of bodies on it. Okay. Yes, that's
I mean, you
probably
could just tie the rope to another, like the other grate.
Yeah, different grate.
a different grate, but then it's got to go like around the room, and it's.
You could tie it to the thing that's holding the winch on, without actually tying it to the grate there.
I mean, yeah, the thing that the something sturdy on the so be fine might actually be better, so it's not flailing around. Yeah, if I can tie it to like the thing that has that anchors the ground, or into
You
the wall,
want
wherever
to
it's
tie
connected
it to the thing that's anchoring the winch to the wall.
Yes, I think that's correct because the winch has got to take most of that weight anyway.
Okay, so you tie the rope around the base of the winch that is attached to the wall. Sure.
Yep. Okay. And then the other half of the rope is coming with me.
You're not just leaving it up there.
No. Well, I have to lift this thing up, so we're gonna start winching slowly and see how much noise it makes. If it makes a lot of noise, we're gonna speed the fuck up.
Okay, so you begin winching.
Yep.
Okay, you begin turning the winch. You hear the grinding and creaking of the iron against the stone hole in the ground, and it raises up above the lip the sound of the grinding metal echoes.
Oh, is it loud? Shit.
Well, I mean,
All right.
I'm just describing, like, I'm going into greater detail. It sounds exactly
Okay.
it sounds exactly like lifting a metal grate out of the street. You know, like when you lose your keys and you got to lift up the grate.
Okay. Yeah. So
And
piercing, but not
as
like
you lift it
crazy loud.
up, you see it goes a couple of inches above the ground, and the sound fills your ears, but then goes quiet as the winch continues making a tick, 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 tick.
Okay.
And that is
Right.
where we will end the session. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that we should incorporate, things you want to hear more of, things you would like to hear less of, just let us know at thewronghandspodcast@gmail.com. So THEWRONGHANDSPODCAST@gmail.com.